Looking at his 2020 season, not many would have bet on Pecco to be a title favourite in 2021. A lot of people even questioned Ducati's decision for giving him a 2-year contract with no outstanding track record in MotoGP. Injury and bad luck stricken P16 in last year's championship standings was not an accurate measure of the talent and ability of young Italian. And what he is doing on the track so far completely justifies the faith Ducati has put in him. In this video, let's get into why I feel 2021 could be the year of Pecco Bagnaia. My name is Sankalp and this is your Racing News Fix. Reason number 1. Ducati's improvements over last year. Ducati ended the 2020 season in P4 in both Rider Championship as well as the Team Championship, but dominated the Constructor title. Throughout the year, we heard only one complaint from all the Ducati riders: tyre life. The Desmosedici GP20 simply couldn't retain the grip for the whole race distance. Ducati riders used to dominate the first half of the race but then fade away in the pack in the second half. This year, they have made Desmosedici GP21 a little less tyre hungry, and with new Michelin tyres, it seems like all the bikes are using the tyres in a similar way. This means that the one Achilles heel of Ducati is now a thing of the past, and we have seen it on track in all 3 races with all 4 GP21s, with the exception of Jack Miller's case in season opener Qatar GP. Reason 2. Pecco's experience in MotoGP class and with Ducati. Pecco came to MotoGP in 2019 with Pramac Ducati, making this year his 3rd season in the Premier class. 2 years is enough time for a professional rider to understand what to do and importantly what not to do to be successful in a class. So Pecco already has that part sorted. And to add to that, both of these years he has been riding a Ducati. So basically all his learnings from last 2 years are usable 100%, as opposed to those who have switched bikes, thereby making a major chunk of their past learnings unusable. This also means that by now he already knows the bike inside out. In the last 2 years, he has learned the entire DNA, meaning both disadvantages and advantages of the Ducati Desmosedici. With the one main disadvantage from last year out of the way, Pecco is riding near perfect races so far this year. Accepting and learning from mistakes is also a crucial part of MotoGP success, and Pecco demonstrated that when he ran into the slipstream of Zarco in Doha GP, but immediately applying those learnings in Portuguese GP by being careful when in slipstream towards the end of the start-finish straight. Reason 3. Ducati's full support. Although Ducati will never admit, they always have a rider who they like and support more, whether they do it by choice or due to a bad environment, and it is very easy to spot who is the chosen one too. Let me explain. When the race is going on, have you noticed which side of the garage Gigi Dall'Igna, Paolo Ciabatti and Davide Tardosi are sitting in? Back when Iannone and Dovi were teammates, Dall'Igna was always spotted on Dovi's side of the garage, often on Dovi's chair. The pattern remained consistent when Jorge Lorenzo came in the team, who as per Dovi was Gigi's favourite, and all through the 2017 and 2019, Gigi sat on Jorge's chair when the race was on. Gigi and company came back to Dovi's side of the garage in 2019. And last year when the bitterness took over the Ducati garage, Gigi showed it by sitting on Petrucci's chair throughout the season. And there are no prizes for guessing. This year we have seen Gigi only on Pecco's side of the garage in all 3 races so far, which to me translates into who is their number 1 rider. Moreover, Pecco has a contract until the end of 2022 versus his teammate Jack Miller, whose contract ends with the end of 2021. This sport is as much psychological as it is physical and mechanical. So full support from MotoGP boss at Ducati means that the psychological aspect is covered for Pecco, at least this year. If this year doesn't go well for him, next year he will have additional pressure of keeping his seat. And as we know, the rookies are only getting stronger every single race, every single year. Reason 4. Inconsistencies and disadvantages of others. From the last season, we already know how close all bikes and riders in MotoGP are in terms of performance and ability to run at the front. Consistency is the only key to a serious title fight. With the season to forget last year, Yamaha have bounced back and have been dominant so far this year. But Maverick Vinales' Portuguese GP reveals that there still might be some chink in their armour. Even though it's still very early days, Vinales has already dropped 20 points behind the championship leader, and while it is going great for Fabio at the moment, you never know with Yamaha because their bike character changes a lot with very minor setup changes. Suzuki on the other hand have not found a solution for either Saturday quali or the start of the race, and have to push the tyres to the limits in order to make all those places back in the race. While it may have worked last year because other bikes were shredding their tyres halfway through the race, this year things seem to have changed and Suzuki might have to pay the price for a lack of Saturday pace as well as for the disadvantage during race starts. Honda man Marc Marquez is barely back to racing, and it will take a good number of races for him to get back to his winning ways. Other riders on Honda don't seem to be title threats at the moment. KTM have found themselves one step behind as compared to the last year, and Aprilia are still developing their RSGP. This leaves Ducatis to get the business done, and if Pecco can ride the high tide as he has been riding so far and keep a sensible head like he has done so far, his chances to claim that elusive Premier Class title are really strong. Reason 5. Another write-off year for Marc Marquez. Even though Marc Marquez is back to racing, the Portuguese GP shows that his humerus has definitely healed as expected, but the 8-time world champion still has a long way to go in terms of building up the stamina in his right arm. If one or two riders take the charge of the championship fight and keep raking in points consistently, it might be too late for Marc to pose any kind of threat by the time he's back 100%. If Pecco can show consistency for the next few rounds, he might get the momentum to accumulate enough advantage over Marc by the time he's back at the front again. What do you think of this video? Let me know down in comment section below. If you made it till here, hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell. Here are 2 more videos which you might enjoy. My name is Sankalp and I'll be back with another video very soon.